dictating how things roll. Why can't people, why can't you get people get the concept that you're your own governing force here and that you say whatever it is and whatever you say, that's what it is?
Well, a lot of that come from the socialization and the conditioning of the current system. And we don't understand how to be leaders within our own household, let alone to lead the family. All our big mamas do it. They keep us together. Our aunties, and they get together and they keep the family together. Those are the principles that you learn as you establish your tribe under your vine and fig tree. Everybody was supposed to be under their own system, and they only codified it so that other people in their clan know how their system run. We call it literature, tribal literature, but we wasn't had restrictions like you can't go fishing unless you go register over here. We didn't have those restrictions, and we formed alliances with other groups that was doing similar interest things in order for us to be able to congregate together under a common purpose. Some tribes in the South, it was the barbecue. Other tribes, it was the fish fry, right? And you start going further west, you start getting more and more diverse tribal practices that the local tribes rally around, right? In the Midwest area, it was the Great Corn Festivals, where they brought corn from all the different tribes around the land and had different corn dishes. Then you had the bison hunts that all of the men used to go on to bring the meat back to their family. They ran the bison off so that they can sell us bovine beef that's toxic to our system. So we had tribal affiliations based on common interests. My family might be interested in cars, and we might have some people that's a few cities over that got the common interest, and we will form an event based around our common interest for a tribal gathering. This was how we, now all of these celebration type things and carnivals and fairs, that all come from our ancient practices being monetized and used to drain our resources. But
if I may, Rod, sorry, just real quick. I guess one question to add to that. So my husband and I have a business. We travel. We've lived out of the country. I think that we were looking at it because we wanted a tribal driver's license. We wanted to register our business with the tribe. We wanted to, maybe get a passport that was not with the United States or a tribal passport. But it sounds like we won't even need to do any of that. Is that what I'm? Okay.
No, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a family bank. Your family bank is going to have a personnel office that register your vehicles, your home property, and your family will insure your assets to help you rebuild if a tornado comes. So all of your assets will be available for your resource, and this will be they will go back so many generations. The common Big Mama's family will be alerted to her asset. And then they will get together and they will form family groupings and set up what's called the family umbrella, which it starts from the ones that's the senior members, clans in the family closest related to her, all the way to the branches out. And so everybody will be tied in to a family bank, and this will take away the need for a central bank, because the family bank does for the family what the central bank does for the country. Only it protects the interests of the family over the interests of the country, and the Federal Reserve Bank protect the interests of the banker over the people or the country. So it's different when Big Mama Bank set up.
Oh, it's very
So all
much
of that
different.
stuff contributed.
We call it the indigenous people's sovereign people's bank. And I can't talk a lot about it, but I can tell you that Empress is in the process of being trained and in the software to do what needs to be done for our people and our banking system.
Thank you both for answering my questions. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Now, someone said that does a hysterectomy interfere with your activation?
You have to
No.
use right. You have to use what's called the phantom, which is the body's memory of the uterus. It's energetically still there. It's just not physically still there. It's the same way people get their leg cut off and so they can still feel their leg even though it ain't there. It's called phantom limb syndrome. That's because the energy field that the leg was in is still there. It's just that the physical leg not there. And spiritually, you totally intact, no matter what they take from you physically. But physically, they can maim the body, but they can't maim the spirit. And the spirit will respond when you call upon it according to your sequences of your chakras.
Okay. Someone says they have an innocent question. Why why the government says that we have to have a patent to get the land?
The land patents is written up under admiralty law as the salvage right to lay claim to our properties by a foreign agency. To get the land patent back from them is called capturing the document. But you don't want the land patent, you want the first title they drew up on the land called the allodial title. Once you get that, now you seized every piece of paperwork that followed it that was built upon it.
And right now I'm the holder of the allodial title to Turtle Island.
Which means that they surrendered the jurisdictional authority of Turtle Island to the Empress. But we got to follow the oral tradition to reclaim and restore by informing the collective clans that we back for everything they owe.
Okay. Someone wanted to ask how the blood constitution has put us under a stupor so effectively.
That's what it was designed to do effectively. It wasn't designed to haphazardly do it. It had powerful impact. It was like putting a big cloud of sleep on top of everybody. It was sorcery in the highest degree.
Okay. If you are a Tenio Arawak, who do you connect with?
Starting your own family first.
That's what I say. You know, your family is your tribe. And you are the nation.
So I tell the young chiefs that come to me, Empress, and they want to know how your status as a chief is built. I say by making the most connections with your family members. You got cousins that you've never had a conversation with. As you move your rank up by making those connections in the family by love and respect, it spiritually move your rank up on the land. And then you begin to be recognized without people knowing that who you is as somebody important. They begin to see them connections as an energy field. So if you can take the time, hour a week and call a new family member, you increasing your value to the family, which is increasing your value to the society. Hey, cuz, I'm just reaching out. I ain't talked to you and never got a chance to meet you. I'm so-and-so son, your uncle so-and-so's sister. And I just wanted to reach out to somebody in the family I ain't never had an opportunity to have a conversation with. And I never had an opportunity to have a conversation with you, but I've been knowing you as my cousin the whole time. Oh man, it's glad to meet you, man. I remember back when I was at your mama's house and y'all was a little boy. You remember seeing me back then? Just the conversation. It don't have to be no political jargon. It could just be getting to know a family member that you didn't know before. This increases your hierarchy in the family, and it moves your spiritual rank up in the family. And then you begin to be a representative. They begin to send you out to meet new people, but it'll all happen so naturally you won't notice it's taking place until you realize what's going on. But that's how you increase your value to the family, is increasing your value to society. And the ones who can do a good work and connect the most family in the name of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice has the strongest bonds of affection between family members. And you also, when it come time to divvy up the resources, you to go to because you know the most people in the family. It expedites things.
I see. Okay, we got a hand up. Uh, the Mott Moore, Antoine.
I got two questions.
Okay.
First question is my grandmother is still with us, yet she is in a nursing home and she has a living trust that my uncle is custodian of. My question is, she's aware of the land back at home, but yet I can't do anything because of the way that my uncle is handling her. So that's one. Is there something that I can do that I can help my grandma get back home to the land? That is where our land is. And the second part is because of the Land Abandonment Act, the Land Donation Act, and the removal of the people that was forced into sharecropping. Do we have some type of, well, we got record, but yet is there some type of process that we can attend to in order to get that back?
Yeah, well, we probably won't get the exact same plots back for all of the families, but we'll be able to reallocate compensation for the families to have a common family farm, right? As far as whatever you do with your grandma, you can't. The trustee is the one who called the shots.
Mm-hmm.
So if it requires you to come up with some funds, then you might run into a problem there. But if you can take care of your grandma without their help, get out that nursing home.
Yeah, because what happens when we put our ancestors in nursing homes, right? They take over the whole estate, and because of their care, they actually sign over all of that over to them for the care that they given them. So if she was if the trust if the land is in the trust name, then there's nothing they can do because they only count whatever's in her name. And so when a trust, a good trust, you can't take people's assets out of there. So it's there for a reason. I just not for me, I just be honest. I just would like not to get involved with people's personal affairs because then they want to put you on the hook for whatever happened or don't happen. And so I just prefer not to dabble in other people's business. I just mind my own business. If anybody else wants to answer that, that's great. But if your grandmother has taken the time to handle her affairs, and she put your uncle or whoever in charge, then that was her intent.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to leave it alone, because now you dabbing into her affairs that she put in place when she was well, and she's appointed somebody the trustee of the land. Then you have to respect her wishes, and that's where families fall out at. You know, that they don't respect each other's wishes. And the first thing that happens is we never put our elderly people in nursing homes.
Right.
If you notice the Asian folks, they look, they're among the family till they leave out of here. They get to raise the great grandbabies. But grandma and particular ain't going to no nursing home.
Right.
Well, we used to have the up and coming teenagers tend to the elderly so that they can listen to them and get that wisdom. Now the youth cut off from the wisdom, and the result is in the chaos in the community.
Right.
Know them. They had to tell them to verify the information because Rizza Islam is he's the scout sent out by Mother Khadijah. She the matriarch on the land. Dane Calloway is the he's the researcher of the grid. Right? He got what we call the man hours and the receipts to verify. Right? Soon as they verify this shit, you got to put the notice out. They got to verify that we know what the fuck we talking about. Now, Baba wants you to find the video on the flag that he did. One of the Nuwapians send it to you when they hear this part of it. But Baba did he said it was he's telling me now, it's a closed session, United Nuwapian Wars. It was under ancient Egyptian order. He talked about the flag, and it goes back before 1492. Right? The Nuwapians know what we talk about. They need you to put that video from Baba, so they're going to be contacting you with it.
I can't wait.
Also, shout out to brother Zosar Moon in Detroit. That's the my Nuwabian link that hooked me up with you.
Hey, look, they've been trying to get us hooked up for a long time, but now we hooked up. It's for the go up. It's for the go up.
Feathers up. Feathers up. I see you. Representing Chief.
Hey, look, look, I'm Maku Black Hawk, man. Black Hawk of the Choctaws, Louisiana, man. My mother Choctaw. So we native to the land. We native to the land, man. This that public service announcement for the debate. She make it clear. Hey, y'all get in the building, man. Hey, get them on and tell them we got the brother Rob Haynes live right now. We in the building, man. I'm gonna post this Cash App. Although we on charge, we ain't charging this off. We doing this for free. But if you want to show your love and support, man, show your love and support. Hey, go ahead, bro. Hey, go ahead. I want you to spit that stuff you were spitting on your the Instagram that we just posted. So then I got a couple questions we could go into to make it more clear for them, because a lot of stuff you talking about, people it's going over people's head. People never really heard of this, and it's like a shocker almost. But some people can relate. They say, "Oh, my grandmother was this man, and my grandmother was a Native American, or this and that," and but it's like they cut us off with all of the lies. Like because they don't know that King George the First was sending convicts over here in 1715. At first they were sending them to Australia, and these people came. They were criminals, and they came over here to take our land. Over a period of time, they took our land, and they telling us that we was brought on slave ships and all this other crap, right? But that's not true. You know what I'm saying? So that spits some of the stuff you was spitting on the Instagram, man.
So let me give you a little update on the IG.
Okay.
I did an IG video because one of the brothers had information, right? So for a couple of days we went back and forth. He assured me that he wanted to put the information out to reach the people so that they understand that there is no more United States government. That shit closed. First thing. Second thing is that they gave us everything back in the Indigenous Rights Act of 2017, including reparations. But we call it reparations. We just call it access to Big Mama's bank because it's all Big Mama shit. And we say Big Mama, we mean prime creator. And when you get to Earth, we talking Mother Earth. So they gave it all back, and we putting the notice out to the clans on the land now that we had to find the three kings. Stan Tookie Williams was frozen in Area 51. They thought Angel Bay is he's the mufti, the chief mufti on the land. He is the one is responsible for enforcing the law. Larry Hoover is the spokesman for the United Clans, chairman of the board. He is the one that's supposed to give us a report and supposed to be going over this information. He's supposed to tell us a reporting of what goes on our land. When we realize that something is out of place, somebody got, and that's the chief job. The lesser chiefs, like you represent Chief Black Eagle, but you Chief Black Hawk, right? Mirror flip. Every chief got either an eagle, a hawk, or a falcon that follows them, right? And the priestesses have owls that pop up in the yard in the middle of the night, hoop, right? So what we is, then we become obligated to each one teach. That's the law of the land. So I already showed them January 6, 2000, we sent a shaman that looked like the Pale Man to seize back the Nancy Pelosi by staking the land flag behind the Admiralty flag to switch the jurisdiction, right? So it's available on my. I also showed them where the continuity of government is currently taking place. This is where the borders is closed. It's all of the countries, major countries, they borders closed because they in governmental transition, right? So the children then rose up and evicted the ones that don't belong here. They've been served. Now we just got to get the people, the clans people, the grassroots to understand what's taking place on the land. And that's where me and your job, right? I'm now to you as if I was Larry Hoover, and you speaking to me right now as if you was Malachi Z. York. They call it in proxy in the public domain. This is our culture. This is our culture. The chiefs got to shit in the open in front of the tribes, right? So my chief Hoover, your chief is Chief Black Hawk. I mean Black Eagle, and you Chief Black Hawk, So you become his representative in the bird clans. We all know that the bird clans is the clans or Tahuti. We start unraveling the mystery in front of the people. Let them see it. Drag the conspirators out into the public domain and let all of them tribes see we won. They don't even know we won. They walk around with their head down. They disappointed in life. They disgruntled. They fighting each other like dogs with rabies. All this shit. But they don't even know they won. Right? So what you seen on the video yesterday was the brothers checked out everything I said. And then we went over what he discovered. From your view, in retrospect to looking at the video, what did you see?
Well, right, I saw that it's a lot of information that was already out, that was already right there. It just took somebody to come out publicly and let it be known. And I see now, like all the stuff you were saying, it's like I already was on the track of it. I was on right track. I got different. I've been ordering different books to verify what I said about the King George connection. About we was already over here first. The 17, yeah, that right. The Empire, right. I also got a book that's gonna be here tomorrow called Black Indians in America. The indigenous, yeah, okay. So I was already on them. I was already on them and saying that, man, this is the biggest lie. I mean, it's like they lied about everything and made everybody white. With the Horace Greeley connection. Horace Greeley was the one that was doing the New York Tribune to cut off all the information and make everybody white and change us to black from indigenous people. They were just lying, man. It's so many lies to dig through. You can get exhausted, man. When as you go to digging, you can get exhausted and say, "Oh shit!" It's just man. Every angle you turn, you can get exhausted, man, because there's so many lies. And we were indigenous to the whole planet, but America, we was also indigenous. And that slave trade, the roots and all that was a lie. It's a lie, man. We was already over here. They was the one that was brought over.
Here goes something we didn't notice about roots. I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to mention this because you brought it. Roots.
Hey, you might have to get in a better area because it's chopping you up a little bit. So if you got a better area, because it's saying your bandwidth is low and it's chopping you up, but we can hear what you're saying, but it's like it's cutting out every now and then. Yeah, that's better right there.
Hold on. I might have to go out and come back in because.
All right. Yeah,
okay, I got you. All right, so Roots. The story of Roots, if you remember when they brought Kuta Kinte, do you remember what Fiddler called him? He said, "This here is a Guinea nigga."
Yeah.
He said, "They brought this nigga from Africa. We don't know nothing about no Africans."
Wow.
We ain't catch that. We slept on that. Look, Phyllis say, "Look, this here is a Guinea nigga. He come all the way from Africa." Right? And he said, "We don't know nothing about no Africans. Why in the fuck is that in there?"
Right.
Another point in the Roots movie that we not noticing, Chicken George. Chicken fighting is native over here.
That's right.
We used to solve whole tribal wars with a chicken fight.
Wow. That's deep, man. Yeah, you hit me upside the head, man. This heavy right here.
So now when we looking at Roots, we can see it with a different lens. That's the narrative they was pushing. That's not the story.
That's right.
When you look in the story, you can see the culture leaking. Right? So all of the plantations, they said that every plantation had something called a big house, right? That used to be Big Mama house till they erased her name.
That's right.
The subjugation of the divine feminine. It went from Big Mama house to the big house. Right? It went from a planetarium where we looked at the stars at night to a plantation. You see, Big Mama used to send Big Papa out with the boys at night to tell them how to read the stars. We don't remember that shit. That's our culture. Once you can read the stars, you don't need no books.
The only reason we need books is because we've been conditioned that if it ain't in the book, it ain't right. Right? So you want to hide it from a nigga, put it in the book, because that's where they keep all their secrets. Right? And the bigger the book, the more secrets is buried in them pages. Right? And we don't know nothing about what they call knowledge classification, the pricing of books. The classification of knowledge, how valuable is it, is predicated upon how a physics book costs way more than a self-help book.
That's right. That's right.
And the question is why? Quality of information. Right? So now we on the land, we seeing what's going on and we feel uncomfortable because we don't understand it. In our quest for understanding the oppressors, the colonizers, the settlers, the conquistadors, the Tudor royal family of Europe that came over here to find a home, them and little kids, they ain't supposed to be here. Right? So they came over here fucking with Tahuti kids because they figured that as long as Tahuti ain't here, they can have their way with them. And we was hard to handle from day one. Every time they tried to oppress us, we naturally adapt and overcome their oppression. Right? So the harder they oppressed us, the earlier we started having babies. Why? Because they was on a genocidal plot. How do you fight genocide? Right? You fight genocide by propagation, procreation, rapid childbirth at early ages. That's the only way to defeat genocide.
Yeah, my grandmother had 21 kids. My granddad's mom, they had 21. He got 20 brothers and sisters.
Right. Now watch
the
this.
Washingtons.
Remember, we baby kids. We don't die, we multiply.
That's right. That's right.
Who the fuck is baby?
Right?
Baby, that's Big Mama nickname. That's what Big Papa called him. Bay. Come here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. This is good shit. This is good shit.
Come tell us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big Mama kids. We don't die, we multiply. Every time you think you got one of us got away. Right? So the COINTELPRO program had 400 leaders in the Chicago area alone scheduled for neutralization by the federal government. That's just Chicago. That's not counting Los Angeles. That's not counting New Orleans. That's not counting New York. That's just Chicago. That's not counting Detroit, Atlanta, Miami. Right? It's not counting that. Right? So now we got to get the message to the people where to look to verify that they gave it all back. The understanding that they gave it all back is the straw to break the camel's back. All we have to do is become aware. The awareness unlocks or activates the public notice. So each one teach one. We all got to reach something, right? And if you need the reference, we can tell you where to look. Now, the brother I did that video with, about an hour and a half after I did that video, probably not even that long, he messaged me and asked me to take it down. I can't take it down because it's all true.
Yeah, I think he was scared because he said because they know you putting out a certain level of information, and he think that he might come on the attack because he connected with you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what it is. I do know this. I know that ain't nobody gonna fuck with him.
Yeah.
But I also know that if the people don't know what's going on the land, these caricatures on TV is going to follow the dog and pony show all the way to the bitter end.
Just fire, man. Hey, let me ask you this. Because I heard you say on there the connection, but I heard you on another tape because I've been watching out trying to catch up on all your tapes. You was talking about the Ivory Coast and how that wasn't a slave area. That was like a area for warriors to go underground. And I was like, man, that make a lot of sense based on what I already researched. With the slave trade being pretty much a lie. They didn't bring that many people over here on no damn ships. it was 500 million people over here prior to them even coming over here when they did the when they made the connection with Monta Oka, who was Pocahontas, right? Where they tried to get John Smith or John Roth to marry her. And then once they that's how they started trying to intertwine and mix in with us. And then they took Pocahontas back overseas and threw in Graceland, England, and threw her overboard and brought their child Thomas Roth back. And then they started incorporating. That's like in the 1600s. So it's a whole big game that they play about how they're trying to incorporate it into us and mix their bloodline with us so they can give these people the rights. All the light-skinned Indians and the Indians that's mixed with Hoshin from the West Coast, like the Hopi, Navajo, they all mixed. All the people that got the reservations are mixed Indians, and they tried to wipe us the black original. Go ahead.
I told you where they came from, didn't I?
Go ahead.
Okay, look. When you look at world history, you got to follow the wars of the Romans. The Romans took as POWs Huns from their wars with the Huns. They took Mongols from their wars with the Mongols. Then they took Hindus from their wars in the Indus Valley. Now, this was a permanent slave class in Europe, right? When they came over here, the books say they brought servants and slaves and indentures. When they got over here, we was fighting in Seminole Wars. Whole tribes was uprooted and left their communities to come fight the wars. Dropping off our children and our wives at Big Mama houses, what they call plantation houses now, to go fight in the wars. When we get down there to fight in the wars, they come and they settle the Louisiana Purchase, where the French sold the protectorate agreement to the English. Right now, these was corporations at the time. What we know as the United States Corporation used to be the Northwest Trading Company and the Virginia Company until they merged. The same with Halliburton. When Halliburton went in the Middle East, Dick Cheney was on the board of Halliburton, and they set up an interim government under Mohammed Karzai. That's what they did over here. Right? So Albert Pike had images of him drawn with no beard. That's George Washington.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, go ahead.
Right. So when they supplanted and undermined the Iroquois Confederate, they called us the Confederates of the South. Now keep that in mind. Civil War time. As the Confederates of the South, they replaced our leadership with their leadership. Abraham Lincoln and George Washington was melanated. George Washington was a Washita.
That's right.
He was from the islands, from
Barbados.
But they tell us he was born in Virginia. That's bullshit. But we don't know the story, so we can't never unravel the mystery. Okay, now what they did is they, through an act of their Congress, created something called the Dawes Roll to register the servants that they brought over here. Now they got y'all thinking we lived in teepees. Them was our tents that we went camping with, because the men obligated to take the boys and learn to live on the fat of the land.
Yeah, that's right.
We had castles all over this motherfucker, and they still there. Most of them they turned into prisons and state buildings.
That's right.
Them was our houses.
That's why they look like that. That's why some of them old, because if you study the like Timbuktu and the building structures over the geological area and the building structures, then you go over here and study the original Masonic Lodge in Philadelphia and how it's built like a castle. And then some of the prisons are built that same way. And I was wondering, like, damn, why would they build? And now, oh shit, right, you cracking my head. Go ahead. Oh,
right, because we didn't have prisons before they came.
Wow.
Was no need for us to have prisons because we was a righteous people.
Man.
So they came over here and indoctrinated us with dogma so that we would forego our moral character and nature that's natural to us.
This shit crazy, right? Man.
So they took on the Trail of Tears, They marched all of they Dawes Roll $5 Indians right past us.
Mm-hmm.
While we was going right now, look at the direction they was going. They was going from southeast United States into the central Indian territories, where today you would call it like Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, the Great Plains states, right? So while they marching the $5 Indians up there, we going to fight in Florida, where the war at.
Oh shit, this getting deep.
Now, once we done left our castles, now they can say under the protectorate agreement, the land is abandoned and they have a right to squat on the land until the rightful heirs to the land return.
Whoa, man, this shit. Go ahead, cause you making a lot of connections for me, man. Cause I was already on them. I was on them, boy. And you making it's a lot of little pieces that I needed that you giving me right now to really go and put this together, man. Go ahead. Ooh,
okay, now, say it as simple as possible for those settlers and colonizers on the land. Bitch, we back.
Yeah, that's right. It ain't the beginning you want to worry about. It's the end now.
We passed the end. The people just don't know it's over.
Yeah.
Right. So now what we had to do, this is your job. Find the flag video from Malachi, post it on your page, and then review with the people. Let them ask you any question they want to, but review the Indigenous Rights Act of the United Nations and the Indigenous Rights Act of the United States, continuity of government, and then you can clearly show exactly what's going on. This shit over with. Ain't no more United States corporate fiction on our land. The only thing left is the remnant. Right? They always leave a remnant behind to try to delay the new system from overthrowing the old system. This ain't new to us. We used to this shit. And the only reason they called me for, because see, I'm not no regular motherfucker. I ain't just born. They gotta conjure me up. Right? So you can blame Baba, you can blame Farrakhan, you can blame Clarence 13X, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, W.E.B. Du Bois, Prince. Blame them motherfuckers for bringing me here. And blame my mom and my daddy for bringing me. They was all in on the conjure to restore the land. So I'm just bringing it all to y'all so people can see this shit a wrap.
It's over with, bro. It's over. It's too much. This is like this right here. Like I said, man, it's a the lies. It's so many lies that they had to. It take them a long. Like do my research on studying everything you've been saying. It took them a long time to do this. It ain't just happened overnight like everybody think. It took them a long time. Like, and I am that they had to have help from us, some of our morons or whoever, like the bad guys amongst our clan to help them because they wasn't this intelligent to put this thing together like this to hide all that truth.
No, they was. Don't believe that. Go ahead. They was highly intelligent. The Anunnaki children of Enlil are very intelligent, or else this shit wouldn't have worked this long.
You're right.
The only difference is we don't know the rules that they playing by, and they playing specifically by the rules, except they cheated. They were never supposed to murder the chiefs on the land to stop us from reclaiming the land, and that's how they stopped us this long. Murder. They use murder as a strategic weapon. Right? And they already came with the deception. The first thing they did was gave us a Bible.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
So that's why Bible gave me 3 degrees: the degree of Christism, degree of Mohammedism, and the degree of Mosesism. All that shit Catholic, all that shit come out of Rome, out of the Catholic Church, to trace back to Babylon, Babylonian blood magic and money magic. And as long as the people not aware, it's effective. But as soon as they become aware, it breaks the chain. Right? So what's our job? Breaking the chains of psychological slavery. Right?
Naim Akbar.
Mm-hmm.
What are these chains on our brain? Miseducation of the Negro, Carter G. Woodson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the side effect? A warring soul, W.E.B. Du Bois, souls of black folks. All of them gave me a piece, right? So what did they do? Destruction of black civilization. What the fuck is a black civilization? It's a chess term. They the ones on defense, the ones that's under attack, the ones that's scheduled for desecration and degradation, the ones that's going to be made the pariah of society, the downtrodden, the ones we don't like, the ones we can't kill off because they keep, every time we kill one, they birth 10. Right? That's us. So
that's
the
heavy,
elders,
man.
yeah.
Hey, that's heavy,
So
man. Like, go ahead.
Marcus Garvey said Pan-African. What do pan mean? Global, right? When you say Pan-African, you mean global. That means for us over here to connect with them over there so that we can know that is black face, white mask, right? Or Stephen Biko say in South Africa, the most powerful weapon of the colonizer or the oppressor is the minds of the oppressed. Right? This is a Mau Mau revolution. This is Kenya. Right? The Mau Mau. What's their job? To get the foreign oppressors off the land. The colonizers, those who don't belong. Right? So now we go to Africa and we start studying and they telling us over here, y'all not from here. Y'all native over there. Y'all organic over there. You belong over there. Right? But we didn't know that until we formed what they call a confraternity, a global fraternity of the indigenous people, Sukarno, right? Bang Dong Conference, look it up. So now that we got this Bang Dong Conference and we done all came together, the royal families that's organic to the earth, now we know what we up against, who we fighting, and that they really don't got pale faces. They just use pale faces to block institutions. So what do? We realized that a long time ago. So we invited more pale faces to overrun their institution with friendlies. So now the friendlies is dragging the information into the public domain. Madam H.B. Blavatsky, Rudolph Steiner, Alistair Crowley, Franz Bardone, right? They dragging the information into the public domain because they telling us this is the same shit they did to us. This is how we get out. They kicked them out of Europe. They came over here. So we needed to help other ones that already beat them. Those are Inanna's children, ISIS children. Inky's children is on the motherland. That's why we needed Garvey. Right? Because Garvey went to Africa and got what they call the Congo key. And without the Congo key, you don't have access to rule the world as a man. You need the Congo key. Well, we call it the gold key in the lodge. And Mama give us the silver key. As above, so below.
Hey, the big mama joint, man. When you start hitting that big mama joint, I was like, man, why did it resonate with me when you say big mama? Cause like big mama, like you can, man, that shit is heavy, man. When you start talking about that big mama thing, because it like the big mom, the big mama was the record keeper. She kept the records, you know what I'm saying, of what was happening, and they didn't really address. They loved the big mama. These Caucasians that were coming over, they loved Big Mama. That's why they made them the mammies. And
no. Go ahead. Don't get it twisted. They love Big Mama because they knew who she was better than we did. Right? They got Big Mamas too.
What?
And, yeah, they got Big Mamas too. Those was the youngest two daughters of ISIS. There's 12 daughters of ISIS. The 12 daughters of ISIS make up the 12 Earth clans. Right? And her sons are called Mama's boys. Those are my sons. Or you call them Masons.
Yeah,
And,
Masons.
and when her daughters become in distress, they call for their big brothers.
Hey,
That's
that's
our
all dealing
job.
with the. Hey, that's all. That's connected with the 12 stars and like they say in Revelations that when they talk about the return of like the second coming or whatever, they talk about this woman with 12 stars. That's really Isis, and the
That's
12 stars
ISIS.
are the
But
12
she make
tribes.
13. Right. She
Yeah,
make 13.
yeah.
The 13th tribe is the sons. That's why when you read about the tribes of Israel, there's 12 boys and one girl.
Yeah, that's right. Oh
Right?
shit.
It's
Mm-hmm.
flipped. It's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be 12 girls and one boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Which is Tahuti, firstborn of the earthborn.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we know what they did. They use our shit and they weaponize it against us by inverting it. They turned our stories upside down and backwards and then fed them into us in a way that causes the computer to malfunction. That's Dianetics. Hold down the 9 on the motherfucking calculator and push 2 times 2 and see if you get the right answer. You can't get the right answer because there's another button in play that ain't being activated because you're holding it. Right? So this is what they was doing to us psychologically, but we couldn't see it.
Man, you heavy, man. Like I know they scared, man. They weren't expecting for somebody like you to pop up and really. It's like half of the stuff. I think it was already in your brain before you even. But when you researched it, it just made you be able to put it out more better. But I think it was in your DNA. Like you said, you were born to do this. You were born to wake this to bring this particular segment. We had a lot of pieces. But it's like that missing pieces and the connections and like how you figure things out is natural. I think you're a natural being and you figure things out naturally when you just say, oh shit. Like you just said the thing about the jail. I never thought about that. I say, damn, some of them jails like in New York, especially in New York and certain areas in North Carolina, I say, man, them jails do look like when you just sit there, I say, man, it's like an explosion went off in my brain. Say, damn, them jails do look old as hell. Like, some jails been around for a minute, and we didn't have prisons before they came over. So they had to turn those castles into prisons. The plantations, the ones they were calling plantations, that's Big Mama house. That make a lot of sense. That just resonate with me. You know what I'm saying? That shit's crazy, man.
The only reason why it appeared that it was poverty then is because we lived off the land. Right? And we didn't have to have all this fancy shit that we gotta have now to say we successful. You successful on the land when you most loved, most respected by your peers. Right? Now, this is the crazy part. We got to be the most loved and most respected out of all of the downtrodden and rejected. That's what you call overcoming a great obstacle. Now, not only do we have to be most loved, most respected in our community, but when we communicate with other people that's not from our community and they give us that same adoration, that's how we move back into positions of authority on the land. Right? So being aware that they gave it all back changes the whole dynamic when the people start to see that they gave it all back. Right? So the reparations, that's why Biden puppet ass said that the blacks can't get reparations without Native Americans. Because we ain't black, we just on defense. Right? And those sitting on the fence need to get active before they fall off like Humpty Dumpty and become wasted potential. That's what the whole story of Humpty Dumpty was, the story of wasted potential. Right? Because the egg has the potential to become life. But if the egg fall off the wall before it's activated, it's just wasted potential. Those are the chiefs they killed before they was coming to fruition. Like Emmett Till was Chief Littlehorn. Right? And he was supposed to blow the kazoo. You remember the little flute called a kazoo?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. That's why they say he whistled at that lady. They can't prosecute her because she ain't had shit to do with it. She was used as the carrot on the stick in order for that. Didn't no pale people go get Emmett Till. This is the part of the story that we conveniently overlook. Didn't no pale people infiltrate the Nation of Islam? Didn't no pale people infiltrate the UNIAA?
Right.
Right?
Black Panthers, all of them.
So who in the fuck is these infiltrators and why is they being able to be so successful? They look like us, but they ain't us. So I can take it back galactically to Enlil coming to usurp Enki and Inanna, right? And then I can show you how it play out in modern politics.
Yeah, he got mad. Ilin got mad when the people wouldn't accept him. He got mad because the people wouldn't, the tribal people here, they wouldn't accept him as rule over them. So he got sent off when they, after everybody didn't like him.
They got trapped here.
Go ahead.
Enlil and Enki and Anu was on a stateside visit. He got trapped here too. He went back in 1975 to go resume his position on Nibiru. Right? Because he knew then when he seen the working of Farrakhan and the working of Malachi that he was leaving us in good hands. He knew. He said, the little nappy head boy, that little raisin head boy gonna figure it out. Right? And so when he said that, that was all that was needed for him to be able to get back to Nibiru.
And he wouldn't leave us left behind just being left out without somebody coming to be able to clear everything up.
Yeah. So his children, the children of Anu on Earth, is in Japan. They called the Ainu, A-I-N-U in English.
Hey, Bible said something like that because he said that there was a certain group of children that was over here, like in the Central America and the West Coast, and he said that some of them sailed back. He said that some of them sailed back to Japan. He said that in one of his books.
Yeah, those are Anu children, the Anu. Enki children are the tribes of Africa. All of Europe and Asia, all the way in Australia, that's all Inanna territory, ISIS land. The world was broke up into three parts between Isis and Enki and Tahuti, which you know is Ninigajita. Right? So this territory over here, they wasn't supposed to involve in Anunnaki conflict. We were supposed to be left out of it, but when they got kicked out of Europe, when ISIS kids kicked them out of Europe, they had nowhere to go. Enki kids already kicked them out of Africa.
Shit. Oh, look, check this out. Oh, shit, because, look, man, they showing that Stargate movie where ISIS came over here. Hathor, they got kicked out of ancient Egypt, and that's how you got the connection over in Mexico with the pyramids. And it had to be a while back because, like I was telling another brother the other day, I said, them pyramids in Central America is older than the pyramids in Giza because they got the same type of structures as when Imhotep was building the Stepstone pyramid. So they date back to around the same age, but they don't want to tell us that. They giving us these off dates. But then they got a story in that Stargate movie where they talk about they ask why is all these ancient Egyptian symbols over here in Central Africa. And so that make a lot of sense what you're saying now. Go ahead.
Okay, now one of Enlil's wives is the one that we call the Great Dragon, right? She have the anatomy of a man, but she's a female. She's XY chromosome. And when Enlil took power, when he pulled rank on Enki, is when he took over the house of Isis, which was where the Vatican in Rome is. That motherfucker way older than they telling us. Right? So she couldn't sit on the throne because she was anatomically male. So what did they do? They suspended the throne in the air because if a man sat in it, it overthrows the whole system instantly. That's the seat of the Earth Mother. So what they did is they created her a room in the basement of the Vatican. Right.
Well, all the books here, well, all the books, and I was always wondering why would they move that empire to Vatican? So it makes sense. It makes sense. And the way they got it set up with the obelisk and all that over there in the Vatican, it's all connected. Go ahead.
Right. So the books in the Vatican library is the books that used to be in the Library of Alexandria. Right. They told us they burned all of the books. That's not true. They burnt all of the duplicates. In order to give us the impression they burnt all the books. But they left with thousands of books heading to Rome, going around the Mediterranean on horseback. Right. And so these was the children of Enlil that was doing all this. They the ones who put Alexander the Great in power. That was Enlil's biological son. With a lady from Earth.
Man, this shit it make a lot of sense. Everything as you talking is like it's playing out in my head visually. That I'm making all the connections.
Right. So the reason why they put Alexander in Greece is because they needed to establish Rome. They needed to switch the gender of the rulership for seat 40 ISIS seat of Earth. And they needed to get a power to seat 50, the masculine father seat of the Earth. When Enlil pulled rank on Enki, now they have to go hand-to-hand combat to fight for the seat. Enlil don't want to fight Enki. So he said, we're not gonna do it this way. Right? We're gonna do it through the children. We're gonna let the children have a thinking contest, and the greatest thinker gonna win. And Enki laughed his balls off. He said, "You sure you want to do that?" He said, "None of your children is smarter than any of my children." And Enki said, "Well, I'm gonna put all my money on my stepson."
Yeah. Okay.
Right, and his stepson was Ninigajita. Right. So now here's the kicker: it's Enlil started naming his kids after Enki kids. So we thinking that when Marduk took over Nibiru, it's the same Marduk that was taking over on Earth.
Go ahead.
It wasn't. They was cousins. The Marduk that took
over Command. It isn't. You're right, because it is another group that named their people the same as our people. The Astral Command group. Yeah,
that's that all that shit is traced back to Enlil. Now watch how it play out. Enlil named his son Marduk after Enki's son Marduk.
Wow. Yeah.
So Enki's son Marduk is the half brother to Ninigajita. Right. So the Anunnaki's misinformation is to blend them together, make them into one person, so that none of the children are going to know different. But it's one of them that sent the half brother to go secure Nibiru so that Anu don't lose his throne.